What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Ben. This is my wife, Jenna, and we are 3T's Mobile Automotive Repair. Today, we are going to give you a glimpse into some of the jobs we work on in a single day. Our first job here, Nissan Altima SV. Customer states that the brakes are giving her some problems. Let's go check it out. All right, so first job, we came out and checked this thing out last week, and we've got, it starts to spin, and then it gets locked up right about here, and then it stops spinning. So what we opted to do on this was pads, rotors, and we're going to do a caliper and a line on this side because this side is worn down metal to metal. The other side is not. The other side does work when we hit the brakes. We've already checked that. This one, when it gets nice and hot, it starts to lock up more. So that's why we're doing it. But I'm not going to drive it again to get it hot because I don't want to work on a hot vehicle. So we're going to get it torn apart, get the brakes fixed, bleed it, get the system back up and running. I'm gonna need the bucket that we use for oil changes. Look at all the rust. Yeah, it's a little backed up. Can't hear you. It's in there. Oh, let's hope I'm right on the size. Golden. So there's your metal on metal pad right there. And you can see the inside pad still has decent life. You take that. Let's get me a new rotor and the caliper and the line and the pads. Can I get a 14 small ratchet wrench? Can I get my other one? Don't touch anything when you get in. So no brake pedal or nothing. All right, so we're gonna bleed the brakes. You probably don't remember, but so brake pedal, 1, 2, 3, and that's when you hold it, okay? And then I'll say go ahead, and you do it again. Okay. But don't pump it hard, just a normal press, release, normal press, release, like you're coming to a stop sign. Because if you hit it hard, we're gonna aerate the bubbles in the line. But don't touch it until I tell you, because I have the bleeder open over there. All right, so let's go see what we got. So as you can see, I hope you can see, but it's dripping because I had it bleeding, gravity bleeding while I was doing the other side to save me some time. Let me grab a rag real quick. All right, go ahead and pump it. Holding. Keep holding. Go ahead and pump. Go ahead and pump. All right, one more time. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, you can let go. Just snug that up a little right there. Let me get some brake clean. Put our cap back on, and that's it. All right, go ahead and pump it up so I can watch for any pressure leaks and just hold it down. Yeah, just push it down once and hold it. All right, looks pretty good. All right, you're good. You can let go. All right, so bleeding is done on the brakes. Here's our brake pads I wanted to show you, which was for the driver's side. So you could tell they had great life left on them, but because the other side locked up, we completely ran one of them down metal to metal. So that part of this job is done. I do need to torque my wheels and go on a test drive, but real quick, we're gonna check. This thing is flooded with water, so we suspect a possibility of a sunroof. So let's go check this thing out real quick, see if it's leaking there or the drains are clogged up. Yeah, it's not draining at all. All right, let's get the compressor turned on so we can blow some air through this thing and stop this car from getting soaked. I know you're not gonna be able to see it, but they've got damp rid in here, but the floor, I don't know if you can hear it. You can see it on my hand a little, but it's soaked under here. You can see some mold starting back here, and it worked its way all the way to the back. It's completely flooded throughout the whole thing for a stupid sunroof. So we'll get this, we'll try to clear it out. That one's working a little over there. On that side, I can see it bubbling. This side's not doing anything. And this is the side of the car that is soaked. But with both of them being as clogged as they are, when we have a heavy rain, it just overflows into the car, causes damage, and makes a freaking mess. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and clear this out. I hope you guys stick around because the next job, we have an old 97 Lincoln where the customer called us and said he had a dead battery. Turns out the alternator took a crap. So we're gonna go and get that replaced as soon as we're done here. you grab me another water? Well, it's already drained out, but it's dripping here and it's dripping on the other side. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a wet spot behind that other tire. Ugh. All right, well, that's it. That is her water leak, which was good. That should at least stop the water from getting in, and then now she can allow the car to get dried up. So anyway, like I said, we're heading off to that 97 Lincoln. Let's go check that one out. I'll go on my test drive, but I'll see you guys at the other one. Okay, 97 Lincoln, we're here. You got that? Can I get another clamp, alligator clip from you? I just got done talking with the customer. I'm going to quickly just show you that this alternator is not putting anything out. It actually works for about the first, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, and then it cuts out. I was doing some testing the other day. So basically the way this works, I'm not going to bother showing you the wiring diagram, but it's a basic old Ford alternator. You got a fuse, should have power on it at the alternator. The other one, it's another fuse that goes through your charge indicator and should have power at the alternator when the alternator is working. When this alternator is not working, it's grounding that, turning the charge indicator light on. These are some of those older ones that you could do a quick test on it by unplugging it, and they're supposed to revert to like 13.5 volts. This one doesn't do anything. It drops out and doesn't do crap. So we'll plug it back in, jump it, show it to you, and then we're going to change it. Yeah, it's already done. Again, I don't know if you can see it because the numbers are red, but it says 11.99 volts, 12 volts. All right, shut it off. Like I said, I'm not going to go through the test procedure again. You guys know how to test for alternators. We're just going to go ahead and get it changed and get out of here. Well, I hope you can see that the multimeter, it shows red when the voltage is too low on something like that, so it's hard to read. That's the one problem I complain about this power probe. It's the DM300 Auto. It's a pretty hefty multimeter. It does a lot of stuff, but the backlighting of it sucks royally. You guys may have seen this vehicle before. I have done a lot of work to it. We recently did intake plenum gaskets on it, and we had some AC problems. I'll talk to you about those in a minute. So yeah, if I have the video, I'll put it up top here in a card so you can go back and watch it. But this video, we had he originally had called me out for a couple of complaints. The first complaint was an AC problem, and the AC just cut out on him or something. I don't really remember it 100%, but we had found that somebody had up over there, they had cut the wires and just butted them together under that fuse panel where the relay goes over there, the AC cutoff relay. And we went ahead and fixed that and found out that the system still was giving me some problems. And we found that behind the control head, they had cut and spliced into more wiring back there. So I pulled that control head out and found that I was losing ground on inside the control head in order to control this relay, because it was backfeeding power or ground or something. It was backfeeding through that busted relay. So, and that relay is built onto the circuit board of that control head. And if you know those control heads, you can't buy them. They're non-existent. You can sometimes find them, you know, rebuilt or on eBay and stuff, but they're not very good. It is what it is. It's an old car. It's a 97. So I had to, I found there was a bad ground missing on it, so I just jumped the relay on the board with another ground, and the system now works. Because this guy is like, I don't know, 99. He's old as hell. He still walks around, still drives, still does all kinds of stuff. Still pretty damn coherent, funny. but he needed air conditioning, so we got that fixed for him. All right, so alternator is at 14.54 volts. I don't know if you can see it because the backlight on this thing sucks. But anyway, all in all, we've been running, like I said, over 5 minutes, and it's still charging, working fine. Before it would only work for about 30 seconds to a minute. So everything's fine, vehicle's done. We're gonna let it run for about 10-15 minutes to charge the battery up, and he's gonna go head somewhere and go get a battery himself. He likes going to this place here in town called Hurricane Battery. They sell like cheap refurbished batteries. He's like 99 years old. He can buy whatever he wants. I don't mind. But the next job, oh man, hopefully we didn't screw this up. So you're gonna have to leave a comment now and let us know what you think is gonna happen. We got, if you remember a video we posted where we had like 4 trucks at once at this tree company. Well, one of them was a massive leak on an evaporator. I say massive, it's just a freaking evaporator leak, whatever. Over exaggerated words. But he called and said it's not working any longer, and that's only been about 2-3 weeks. So we need to go figure this thing out, make sure it wasn't our fault, or make sure it is our fault and fix it. Whatever we got to do, we got to get it taken care of. So leave those comments below. Let me know what you think, if we screwed up or didn't. Okay, so pretty crappy pressures. Got something going on here. Now, let me shut it off real quick. Or actually, let me show you something first. Look at how slow that fan is spinning. I just stopped it. But the pressure doesn't even go up. And the compressor's running. All right, so I'm gonna recover it real quick, but a couple things. First thing, someone's been inside the truck touching stuff because my cap is gone from my high side port. I don't know what the hell that just did, but so my cap is missing on the high side port. This truck actually has turned out to be, so I put the evaporator in, everything was fine. I went on my long test drive like I normally do. I was waiting for another truck to get dropped off, and they were gonna pick this one up, and they did, but this one gave me a problem when the guy picked up. It all of a sudden wasn't working. It was blowing warm, and the fan was doing what it's doing now. It wasn't spinning. So I told him that day, I said, hey, listen, just to give you a heads up, you haven't used the AC on this thing in probably over a year or two. It sat without being used. This fan is taking a crap. And you can see, if I have the videos up, I think I do have the video up. Anyway, he had a couple of other trucks with fan clutch issues. He had a lot of issues, but so I told him, I said, listen, it's been sitting a long time. The fan clutch in this thing it's giving me a problem. It finally has started to work, and now it's blowing cold. Your employee is going to take the truck. So they did, no big deal. And it's been working fine ever since. So this turns out that's the truck. I didn't realize it before. So we're going to recover it. Just make sure it's 100% full and that no one was trying to put refrigerant in it or anything. And then we're going to take a look. But it sounds like I got 2 issues going on. Man, but I mean, you would know, because if the compressor can't pump, the head pressure is not going to get any higher than 200. And it's sitting at 80 and 200. So if static pressure should be about 100 each, given the temperature out today. So maybe 100 and a quarter. It's a little warm, but it's not that warm. I'm just ranting and trying to give you something to listen to while it recovers. But chances are I've got a bad compressor and a bad fan clutch. We know I have a bad fan clutch, possibly. Or it could be ramping up and working fine when the truck gets the temperature and the head pressure goes up. And maybe it running as slow as it is really isn't a problem. Yeah, I'm going to go with that more. I'm going to go with more that we've got a failing compressor here. And that's probably our first step we'll deal with, because it looks like it's going to be full. This thing holds .67 diesel, holds a pound, 1.4 pounds. So at 1 pound, 6 ounces. So like about 1.4 or so, and I'm already at 1.24, and it's not, almost done. So we're gonna be full of refrigerant here, and that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed that meaningless rant that I just went on that I don't really have a clue what the hell I just said. Yeah, hi, this is Ben with 3Ts, returning your phone call.
Yes, hi. I called another mechanic, and he told me to call you as if he's a mobile mechanic, but he only does RVs.
Okay.
But my Chrysler 300, the AC isn't not working.
Okay.
And I was wondering if I bought the part, could you install it for me?
Well, no, because we don't even know what part you need. If your AC is not working, there's numerous different things that could cause it to not work. You could have a leak in the system. You could have an electrical problem going to a control head or a compressor or maybe a fan. You could have just a compressor that has died. You could have clogs in the system. We really need to get out to you and do an evaluation to find out what's going on so we can give you an estimate for a repair. It could be as basic as a fuse blew in it because it's old. That's our job. We'll come out and diagnose that for you.
Okay, that would be great.
It's $115 to do that. We would have to set you up on our schedule, depending on where you live and where the car is, would depend on when we can come out.
I live in Dillon, Lake Tropicana area.
Lake Trop? I'd have to look at my schedule. Can you send me a quick text with your just name and address? I'm in the middle of an AC job right now, but I'll have my wife look up the address so we can look at our schedule to see when we can come out.
Okay, it probably won't be until next month when I get my disability check.
Oh, okay, then you're fine on that. But yeah, so it's $115 for us to come out and diagnose it, and then we can get you an estimate written up for what the proper repair would be.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so like I said, you just have to send us a message with your information, and then we can get you scheduled whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
See, not all conversations between customers have to be that bad. There's a lot of times I'll put something up like that on TikTok, and people will completely just tear us apart. And you know who's tearing us apart is the people that don't understand the value of being a mechanic and paying a mechanic to properly diagnose your car. This young lady was lucky enough to call another mobile mechanic that referred us, and he actually does RVs. He doesn't do cars. So she, in her message that she left me, she said she wanted to buy the AC unit and have us install it. What are you buying? Like, you don't even have a single clue what's wrong with your vehicle. So if she calls back, we'll get out there and diagnose it. Or she's blowing smoke and she's not doing that, but who knows? Go start it for me. Oh, hang on, don't start it. So static pressures. Right at like 98 PSI on both sides. So right there. So yeah, about 97, 98. So we're gonna go ahead and start this thing and see what happens. Fire it up for me. Don't kill me. Quit playing with the animals. It's funny. All right, let's see what we got. I heard the compressor come on. Give the RPM up to about like 1500 and then let go. A little more. All right, you can shut it. All right, well, there you have your pressures. Static was good. Now we can watch it. So a little bit of a word of advice, maybe. So like if you have a system when you run it and it's sitting at like 40, 45, and then it takes forever to get back to static pressure, that's a very good inclination that you have a stuck expansion valve. I don't think I have a stuck too far closed expansion valve. If anything, I got one that's sticking open a little bit more than it should. The compressor seems to be able to work, but I don't know if it can work well. I think this is going to be a lean towards more of an expansion valve than a compressor, but I'm gonna forewarn him on all three products here because he already knows he needs the fan clutch. I don't want to take the risk of putting the compressor and the expansion valve in that the fan clutch is not going to work. So we're going to set him up for that because we have already preset him up for that a couple weeks ago. But in this situation, our pressures are equalizing in the amount of time we're talking pretty quickly. And they're actually equaling out closer to 110 PSI because we built up a little bit of temperature in there just from that quick run. But yeah, that's a hard one to say. Compressor seems to want to do its job, but if it's weak and the valves aren't closing 100%, it's not going to compress. And if I can't compress, I can't build the head pressure. But because it's an expansion valve system, it could mimic the same result. My best option here is to sell both to cover our butt and to cover the customer and then let them know about the fan clutch. So I'm going to disconnect. We're going to get out of here. Our next job is a checkout. We have two cars in the same neighborhood. One of them, they said they wanted to put headlights in it. I don't know if that's going to work out. The other one, their son says he needs a wheel bearing. That's probably pretty accurate since they bought a Dodge Journey. Piece of junk. All right. I don't have my microphones or anything on me at the moment because originally I was supposed to just come and drive this thing. Now, I just got word from the daughter that, not that it has an actuator problem, but it started overheating on them and then it stalled and it shakes while driving. I just started it. It did shake a little bit just there. I don't like that. That makes me... And it says change oil. What else is new? And it was due in May of this year. How many miles are on this thing? 156. That says 153. So according to that, we're 3,000 miles over the oil change already. She just bought this thing. Fuck, it's hot in here. I don't know why she bought this thing, but anyway. So now I don't know what I got to deal with. And there's an airbag light on. Awesome. Let's go for a quick drive though and see if we can see what the shaking is. Okay, yeah, Jesus criminy. The steering wheel, I could feel it and I could hear it on the passenger front. Like, I'm not driving this thing. I don't feel like dying today. Let's get it over by the trailer. Let's get it jacked up and let's figure out what's going on. And why is this guy speeding up on my fucking ass? Sorry for cussing, but Jesus criminy, people. Oh, look, now you turn. No blinker. What else is new since you want to speed up on my asshole? Okay. Well, this thing's a piece of crap. I don't know why she bought this thing. So the bearing is what's causing the noise in the front end along with the shake. That lower ball joint boot is completely ripped. The tie rod one over there is completely ripped. It's leaking oil all over the place. It's got what looks to be like possibly coolant over there. There's water everywhere. That could just be from the rain the other day. And this tire is trashed. Look at that. So I'm done. I'm not going to show much else on this one. I'm going to get out of here. I'll check a few more things and talk to her, but I'll see you guys in the next one. We got to rip some headlights out of that one and replace them. I'm hoping to keep the headlights because if they're really, really faded bad, I'm looking to get into maybe doing the cleans on headlights. There's a guy on TikTok that I watch, and he's encouraging me to start offering that as a service, which will bring that profit in and raise our average per RO. So hopefully I get to keep those ones. I'll see you guys on that job. Okay, so I told you I was going to be done, but I'm not, and I got to show you this now. I opened the hood to take a look around at the coolant and take a look inside this radiator. Can you see that flake and that shine? That's your typical head gasket repair material in here. She said it started overheating. I'm going to do a block test, and we're going to see if it fails. She just bought this thing, and it's trashed. I need the bigger pry bar because I can't put this here. I'm going to need some more fluid. All right, you know the drill. Blue fluid. Shut that on the trailer for me real quick. Give me a rag. Try to clean that up as best as we can. So look, there's your fluid. It's blue as can be. Now I don't know if this thing's blown, but we're gonna try. Go start it for me, please. Because yeah, I don't know. Holy shit. Turn green immediately. I hope you saw that rush of pressure that just went in there. Shut it off. Do it again. Yep. Look at that. Green, greenish, very close to yellow. This engine's trash. Yep, 100% blown up engine. That sucks. All right, I'm heading out of here. Got to head over to that headlight job. We'll see you there. All right, so there's the vehicle. Yep, these headlights are well trashed. So we've got new ones here in the box. We're going to go ahead and get these ripped out, get those put in. I will ask that customer if I can keep these though, so I can try. I want to sand them. I want to see if I can bring them back to life. I want to see what kind of work is involved in that. I've never had to do it before. Kind of. I did it once or twice way back in my early dealership days, and I never did it again. And now they got a lot better products out there, so we'll see. Like I said, it's something maybe I can start getting into when I see it, and something else to upsell for us to make some extra money. Got it, because I'm a fucking genius. Throw it out.
Fancy.
It's like a brand new car. Yeah, look at those things. Pretty bad. Actually, it went in pretty normal. High beam? No high beam or no headlight? So how you gonna say good?
At first, it was just the bottom that was on.
I know, but I didn't plug it in, damn it. Shut up. Now it's on, right? Son of a bitch.
Good.
High beam.
Good. Good.
Okay. Left turn.
Good.
Right turn.
Good.
Just the park light, not headlight.
Yes. Both
And
are
now
good.
headlight.
Yes.
Now high beam. You'll see it change.
Yep.
I can see it change on your leg. All right, cool. 99, 287. All right, well, there you have it. Those are the headlights on some year Hyundai, whatever that is, Elantra. So the next one we're headed to, this gentleman, oh my word. So I've been out to this house a couple times. This guy buys these auction vehicles, and this last one was a Dodge Charger that he gave up on, and he just started to sell it because ABS module, someone changed it, needs to get programmed. He didn't want to program it. Then a TCM module I had diagnosed, which you guys probably have seen that. If I have the footage for that, I'll put a card right here. But yeah, he ended up putting a used TCM in, which worked. The vehicle drives, but it shifts like shit. He didn't want to program that stuff. Fine, because he doesn't want to put the money in the car. It's not worth it. It looks like it had been sunk in the mud, like chasing a drug dealer or something. But now he's got this old Cadillac that looks like it's even worse, that he needs me to come and diagnose because he can't get it to run. So we're going to go check that one out now. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think is going to be wrong with it, besides the fact that maybe it's just blown up.
Another piece of shit.
Yeah, well. So 96 Cadillac North Star, no start.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything, like all the lights, everything comes on, the battery, you know, it's fully charged. I just took the battery of that one just to put it in this one to see what's wrong with it.
Okay.
But it will not try to crank over like it's something's, you know,
Probably something stupid.
I'm hoping the engine ain't locked on it.
Hit that key for me. Let's take a listen to it. No, I got.
I hear the fuel pump coming on in the back though.
Do it again. I hear stuff in this fuse box here, so we're gonna get down to that and see what we can do. All right, I'll figure it out from here. But I'll get some wiring diagrams and we'll figure out what's going on. All right, I need the. Let me just go look on the wiring diagram now, and I'll just do it that way instead of grabbing the tablet. All right, well, this is the job. 96 Cadillac, seen better days. Like I said, he gets these vehicles from auction and repairs them and sells them. But this one, I think someone just dumped it in his lap. It's not doing anything with it. Hit the key. So the first thing I'm going to do is check that starter relay. So we're going to go look at our wiring real fast and see what it means. It's not your typical relay on that thing. It's a wide set relay. So let me pull it up and then we'll show you some wiring real fast. Okay. So starter enable relay. Let's see what we've got. So that's our starter motor. All right, so our main fuse is before the relay. That's what powers that. This goes through a Prindle on start. And there's a 30 amp battery fuse on that. So we're gonna just check the relay on the purple wire, see if we're getting power. If we're not getting power there, then we'll check these other three. So yellow and black, yellow and red. All right, not so bad. We're going to use Mr. Check Engine Chuck's load gauge because we need to make sure we got loaded circuits here. All right, let's do this. Let's get our load cage, and I'll bring the other, let's get the other tripod out and let's bring that out there. Swap me. All right, let's get back out here and let's see what this thing's doing. All right, so here's that relay. See that? I'm gonna need you in the car, getting ready to hit the key for me. this side here.
Can't do it behind you.
So I could have moved for you. Just give me a second. Instead of yelling at me all the time, you crazy old woman. I should have gotten alligator clips for my ground. All right, go ahead and hit that key for me. Are you holding it down?
Yeah.
Let go. All right, we got power that's heading to the starter. And it's a loaded power. That means we have to kind of get down to the starter, which we can't, because where's the starter on this one? Under the fucking intake. All right, nothing else I can do here because we're not pulling the intake today. Next job I'm going to, though, is a Hyundai Santa Fe, and I missed something. I put a compressor in it for being seized, and I screwed something up. So you're going to have to watch that, and I'll explain to you what I screwed up. All right, so last job of the day. This is the 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe. There's going to be a portion of this that's going to go up as a repair video, but this portion you guys get to see because I screwed up. Last week, we came out to put a compressor on this because the compressor failed. Multiple things failed, and it's been like a never-ending nightmare at this point. But compressor failed on the pulley. It locked it up, and it chewed the belt right off. So we had a completely locked up pulley. Not the internal compressor, I don't recall. It could have been locked up as well. I don't remember. I don't really care. Either way, where I screwed up was the system was empty. And now I assumed it was from the front seal. Turned out the freaking evaporator's leaking. So I'm tearing the evaporator out right now and getting this thing repaired because that's what needs to be done so we can get the AC working for them. They've already spent about $1,200 on doing the condenser, the dryer, the expansion valve, and the compressor, and the belt. And then after we got it running, the belt kept making noise. The balancer failed, and it was in 2 pieces. That's awesome. So that's all fixed, but now we got to do the evaporator. So we're going to jump into that, show you how to do the evaporator on one of these 05 Hyundai Santa Fe's, and hopefully nothing else will be wrong when we're done. All right, I hope you guys can see it. It's not very bright in here. I do have a flashlight, but it's not the greatest. Can I get that piece I took off at a 10 millimeter, please? I can't reach. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got something also that's kind of cool about this. This customer, right? I live up in Ocala, Florida. My family lives in Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise area down there near Miami. These customers are from that area. But the weird part about that is my dad owned a lawn service for like 40-something years down there. And he used to cut a lawn that I remember cutting with him as a kid. I won't say their last name, but it's these people. Or it's her parents. So for 40 years, my family had known, and I say 40 years because my dad cut the lawn for that many years, from when he was in his early 20s until he retired at like 66, 67. He was cutting these people's lawn for that many years. And I was there all the time with them when I was a little kid. Now, they're older than I am, but it's weird. It's a small world, right? Odd stuff like that. And we live, whatever this is, 4.5 hours away from Fort Lauderdale to get to Ocala, and we live in the same freaking neighborhood. So I just thought that was kind of neat. But anyway, we're gonna do some work here, and I don't want to. Can you go on the other side and pull that key out before I rip it out of the freaking car and go nuts? Thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How about a set of gloves? Would that be fun to have, please? Oh, there's a screw down here. You know what? Never mind. I'm already this far in. That's fine for now. Okay, now I have not done one of these in a very, very long time. And that's even if I have done one. I can't remember at this point, but it should be pretty easy. Oh, I gotta unhook the lines under the hood. All right, we got another Phillips over here to take off so I can take this cover off. Another one here. Take that cover off. Get that out of here. Because there's a 10 that's up in here. I need to get out. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Give it to me good. Can't get it out. It's stuck. I quit. I'm over. Can I get that pry tool that's under there? I know there's going to be something over there that holds it in, but right now I think it's the stuff under the hood. I'll be right back. I got to go get that piece of plastic off. put that back over there? Whoo, buddy. All right. Looks like our leak is down here where all this wetness is at, probably. Definitely gonna have to clean this up. Well, there you have it. There's your compressor, your evaporator. We're gonna pressure test this when we're done to try to prove on where it's at. So stay tuned to the end when we put some pressure on that. Let's get our new one here. 4 Seasons, as always. Lost my screwdriver again. New O-rings, which we already have new O-rings anyway. And more new O-rings. I guess we could have gotten a cabin air filter for it, but we didn't. Didn't know it had one. All right, let's get this Allen head off of here and let's get this put back together. This thing leaked so bad that I had filled it up and the next day it was gone. So I didn't even have a chance to leak any dye out of it or anything. All right, we need this. Well, I guess it did. Look at it. It's just everywhere. It just leaked all over my mat there. Can you guys see that? Ah, I'm breaking shit. Look at that. It's all over the place. I don't even have to leak check it or pressure check it because it's just coming out like mad. All right, so we're filling this back up. We pulled a vacuum. It held the vacuum for a few minutes. We're looking pretty good. So just to give you a little bit of insight here, something that a lot of you, if you're watching me and you made it to the end and you're starting your mobile service, the biggest thing I can tell you is slow down. That's what happened here. It happens to me every once in a while. I screw up because I'm going too fast, because I'm trying to do too many things. That is another reason why my wife is here, to help me slow down, but I'm still teaching her in the meantime. So sometimes I still mess up. And this is one of those times where I messed up. Granted, it's not a mess up where it hurts the customer. The car was broke. I just missed one of the factors of it being broken, didn't let them know it up front. I had to let them know secondhand, and that kind of makes us look dumb. So it's a lesson learned, something that everybody goes through all the time. We're almost done charging this thing up. We're going to go ahead and get it started, make sure this thing's blowing cold and our pressures are good, and then we'll be done for the day. All right, we're running. Let's see where these pressures get to real quick. That way we can just do our basic evaluation and understand what's going on. Right now I'm at about 42 and over 225. So, but that's about it. Our job is done for the day. If you like these ride-alongs, right here is a playlist that's going to show you all of our ride-alongs that we record, especially for the month of April. We recorded nearly every day and showed you our entire month of the jobs we did. So I hope you enjoy it. If you got some questions, leave them down below. But otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.